Hello, everyone, and welcome to this quick and yet powerful tutorial where we unlock the magic of automation using Terraform and GitHub. In this hands-on session, we'll walk through the complete process of automating the creation of GitHub repository using Terraform, from generating a secure GitHub token to write clean Terraform code and finally triggering the deployment. We'll learn how to streamline the workflow, whether you are building infrastructure, managing code at scale, or just diving into DevOps automation. This tutorial will give you the practical skill to make GitHub provisioning effortless. So let's dive in and get it started. So as you see on the screen, it says like create GitHub repository through Terraform. So on a very high level, we have three steps to complete and achieve that goal. One, create GitHub token, which allows basically authentication and allow Terraform to go ahead and create the resource in GitHub. Second, Terraform code preparation, which is will prepare the code, and finally we'll execute the third step to create the repository. So let's go to the second slide and see what the first create GitHub token, what exactly the steps that we need to follow. So we'll have to log into the GitHub account and generate a new token. So for that, let's jump over to the GitHub, uh, our account that we have. So I'm already logged into the GitHub account. So on the top right side, you see your name, you click on that, and then go to settings, click on that, and scroll down at the bottom left, you would see developers settings, click on that. And left side, the last option you see, personal access tokens, click on it. And then you go with the option one, which is fine-grained tokens, click on it. And then it gives you an option to generate a new token, click on it. And now here we go and give a name. So I'm going to use it for Terraform. So I'll just keep it simple. Terraform name. I'll supply the same name in description. And now you see the expression. So you can define and you can choose as based on your need. I'm okay with 30 days. And here, repository access, I'll go and pick all repository. Now under permission, you see you need to go ahead and basically uh, uh, define what level of access you need. So I'll just click on add permission here. I'll pick administration. And now if I go by default for the administration, you see the minimal access, which is read only. So I'll change it to read and write, since uh, we need to have access to read and write in order to go ahead and create a repository in GitHub. I'll simply click on generate token to proceed and start generating the token for me. Great, now I have the token created for me. So I'll just simply copy it and I'll keep it in my notepad. I'll just great. Now I'll jump back to the uh, document. So with that, I have got the step one completed. Now I'll move on to the next one and see what it says. Okay, so install Terraform, or if you already have installed Terraform, then just open it, create new directory and define Terraform code, include authentication using the GitHub token that we just generated. So let's open I'm using here VS Code, Visual Studio Code, which is basically, as we know, VS Code and Terraform work together beautifully to create a streamlined, developer-friendly environment for building and managing infrastructure as a code. So I'm using it, and what I'm going to do here, I'll just quickly see here the directory existing. So I already have one GitHub, so let me just go to GitHub and I'll see if there is anything existing. It's empty. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one file with name GitHub. Sorry, GitHub TF. TF stands for Terraform, which is the extension. So I'll just create it. And now left side, if I go expand GitHub, I see here this file is created. Great. Now let's get back to the document here. So now we need to define the Terraform code here. So for that, since we want to create a repository on GitHub, so GitHub is a provider for Terraform. So if we go back to the official Terraform website, let's open that. I already have opened here. So let's get back to here. So if you go to the Terraform official website, HashiCorp, you'd see so many providers here, right? So it's almost like more than 3,000 providers we have here. So I've already opened just to save time here. So GitHub as a provider, and you see the version and everything. And right side you see how it is being used, the download this week, it's in millions. So we are interested in basically going into documentation, wherein we'll see all the syntax, what we are looking for to basically develop our code. So the first page that it has for provider. So we see here Terraform required providers, GitHub, source integration, GitHub, and the version that we can see here. And here it says provider, GitHub. So we'll just copy it and get back to the code editor. We'll just copy and paste here. And with this, we have got the provider, which is GitHub. Now time for us to go and supply the token, that the one that we generated. So for token, if we scroll a little down, we would see here this personal access token, which is basically the syntax is like provider GitHub. We already have there, so we'll just simply copy this one, uh, token, and here, if you see that, we have an option. Either you can supply the token as a variable file, or simply you can directly apply the token to the code. So right now we are going to just simply apply directly. So what we'll do is we'll copy token, and we are not going to create variables. We have already copied, and we have that there in the notepad. So we'll just simply copy in, and here we'll just paste. Great, we have that here ready with us. Now, so if you review the code, we have the Terraform provider and token also. And based on our document, the aim is basically to create GitHub repository through Terraform. So now if we come back, we have provider, we have the token. Now the next syntax we need is for creating a GitHub repository on GitHub. So let's go ahead and get the syntax from the official Terraform website. So for that, again, we'll go back here, and here again we are back to the same GitHub, the document. And left side, if you see GitHub providers, we have here two resources and data sources. So we are interested in resources. We'll expand this, and we'll try to look for repository. That's where okay, so we can see here GitHub repository. We'll just click on it, and it should take us to the syntax which we are looking for basically. Okay, great. Now you can see here resource GitHub repository, and here's the name of the repository. We can go ahead anytime. We can change it based on our need. So but this will simply copy it. And one more thing to note, visibility, which is you can keep it private or public. So I'm gonna just keep it publicly available. If you wanna keep it private, you can always go ahead and change it. And if in case you wanna refer, or you wanna further go and see what are the arguments you have, you can always come here, and there is a long list of arguments based on your need. You can go ahead and modify, you can change it. And as I was talking about private, here is the option private. If you want to keep it private, you can change it and you can use it. So I'm going to copy it right now here, that's the whole thing, and get back to my code. I just simply paste it here, And with this, what I have got here is like a resource, GitHub repository. And this is the name of the repository I want to give. If in case you want to change it, you can always go ahead and change it. Let's say my rep. I'll just give a name and simple. I'll go ahead and change it. My rep. Okay, great. And I'll just keep it public. And now I'll just go ahead and great. Now I'm going to save that. Okay, so with this, we have got now Terraform provider, the token also saved, and the resource that we are trying to create, we have already got here. So with this, got our we have got this now code completely ready uh, as per the need. And now let's get back to the document again here. So again, if we go to the second steps here, install Terraform, uh, install Terraform here, and create directory, define Terraform code, and include authentication using GitHub token. So we have already got this completed token generated. Now second step also has been completed. We already have Terraform installed, which we are using with VS Code, and we have the directory created, and we have the Terraform code completed. Now we have included the token that we generated from GitHub initially. Now we go to the step 3, which says like create repository. So now we'll run the Terraform init, which is very important command to run. What it does is it goes through the code that you have defined in your syntax, and it reads, and then based on the provider it talks, and then download all the required provider plugins which are basically needed. And then you run the Terraform validate, which is the second which validates the code syntax. If there is any problem, it prompts and you fix it, and then go further. And then finally you run the Terraform apply, which basically initiates the execution of your code, and complete that. So let's jump back to the code we have here. It's already prepared. Now what I'll do, I'll just clear that, just keep it a little easy. And now what I'm going to do, okay, we are supposed to run Terraform init so that it downloads the required plugin. But let's say, for an example, if we do not run init command and we run any other command, whether it works or not, just to validate and show you, I'll just run that Terraform validate, and it should give us the error as we see here. Great. So now what we're going to do is now we are going to run the init command. And now we can see here it has initialized the installation of Terraform, the required plugin. And now we have here, now what we'll do, we'll run the second command, which is validate, to verify if the code is fine. And we see that we have the result, which is success. So all good. Now we are all set to go and run the Terraform apply, which will initiate the execution of the code and help us achieving what we are trying to achieve with this. So when you run the apply, the beauty of Terraform is before it go and commits, it again gives you a prompt confirming whether you want to go ahead and confirm these are the things that I'm going to go ahead and do that for you, whether you confirm or not. So you see here one thing, which says one to add, zero to change, zero to destroy. And if you scroll a little up, then you see that what exactly going to be added. So here it says GitHub repository, my repo will be created. This resource is going to be created, and just one resource, no change, no destroy. And then it's asking basically you want to confirm that by typing yes. And once you confirm yes, then it uh, goes through the process and basically initiate the creation of the resource, or changes as you want and what you have in your code. So now we can see at the bottom that shows apply complete resource one added, zero changed, and zero destroyed. Great. So with that, it looks amazing. It has achieved what we wanted to achieve. So to verify, now let's get back to the uh, GitHub repository and see whether it has been whether the repository has been created or not. So for that, on the top right side, click on the name and click on repository. Now we should see create. Now we can see here the first one on top, like my rep, which we wanted to create, and this has been created now a minute ago as well. You can see that here. So uh, this is what we wanted to create, and uh, now we can see that. Uh, so so you have just seen how to automate GitHub repository creation using Terraform, from generating a secure token to write clean infrastructure as a code and deploying it with just a few commands. Uh, this is a kind of workflow that saves time, reduces errors, and scales beautifully. Whether you are managing one repo or hundreds, uh, uh, it's an amazing way to go ahead and manage all the codes, and basically it helps in a great way uh, uh, in day-to-day your job. uh, if this tutorial helped you level up your DevOps game, go ahead and like and subscribe, share it with your tech tribe. If you have got any questions, curious about more Terraform use case or integration, drop a comments below. I'm always listening and very excited to explore more with you. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.